everyone. Welcome. Yes, it's true. I'm the killer. Jesus Christ. I need to stop trying to wear gas face masks. Because they are boiling hot. Like, I swear, I cannot breathe under those things. So, welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome. It's been a few days since I did my first stream on the channel. I thought I'd do another one. This is mainly just talking about horror, just like live hanging out, talking about horror movies, having some fun. So yeah. There's a few different topics that I want to discuss, but I also just want to show off a new set. Like most of this stuff I got at Comic-Con. I've got an old poster over there, wrong way, over there. I've also got all my DVDs. However, excuse me, just here, wrong way again, we have a vignette cell from the, why do I keep going the wrong way? From the original, wrong hand again, from the original Zombieland. This is the bit right before, like, they say, oh, zombie kill of the week, and Tallahassee shoots a zombie, and, like, they destroy, like, some kind of gift shop. That's what I'm talking about here. You know, it's just really cool that I was able to go to Comic-Con, have a lot of fun, and overall just, like, buy a lot of cool stuff, and meet a few people. Like, it was a lot of fun. I've also got a few business cards of all the guys that I've met there. So, I may just end up asking all you guys to go check him out. But, check out the shirt today. We have a, oh my god, they killed Kenny shirt on. Let me stand up. They killed Kenny, guys. How could they? I'm just grabbing my phone quickly. So I can actually look up the news stuff for while we're actually live. But yeah, how are you guys on this fine Monday evening for me? Probably afternoon for a few of you American viewers out there. And just, how are we all doing today? I had a pretty boring day, to be honest. It was just quite boring. I didn't really have a lot of fun today. Mainly kids' school's back on, and I just can't be bothered. That is my main issue. Like, it's first day back. I could not care less. Gotta say, last class science, a lot of fun. That was fun. Okay. So yeah, let's actually get into our first real news part of this stream, which is what we're actually doing. So I kind of wanted to talk about this new Terrifier 3 poster that got leaked, because, it is really cool. Like, just art the clown with Santa Claus's face cut off and hung around his neck in a necklace. And that's just kind of showing it's going to be Christmas themed. And, speaking of Damien Leone, he's been really busy this week. Like, Terrifier 3 is going to be a Christmas movie. He's got, like, the re-release of Terrifier 2, I believe, November 1st. So, this Wednesday, we are getting the re-release of Terrifier 3. 2, not 3. Of course, I can't go see it because age ratings and stuff, all that garbage. But, if you guys are going to see Terrifier 3, if you're one of the first 100 people in the cinema, you will be able to claim this amazing looking poster that they got for it. I just think it looks really cool. Like, I haven't seen a cooler looking horror poster in a while. Since maybe Saw X came out, because that poster, with the eyes and all of that, it is a really cool poster. But I haven't seen that cool of a poster in a while. But, besides from Terrifier, Damien Leone's been pretty busy this week, especially concerning Friday the 13th. It came out that he was actually talking with a few of the execs of Friday the 13th, and that he may be making a new one. And he even actually released his plan for a new one, if he was there to make it, which he said he sadly probably won't because his name's not that big out there. What do you guys think if Damien Leone would make a Friday the 13th movie? Because he seems to want to keep it in the 80s and just sort of keep everything in the 80s, have a lot of like fun in the 80s, just do all the gory kills and all of that. However, I do kind of want the sequel to the 2009 remake, because I have got to say, that remake they did, oh my god, I rewatched it on Friday the 13th this year with my sister. Wow, it is so good. I just realised I have it right here. Look, this film, oh my god, this is a masterpiece. You guys gotta watch this if you haven't seen it. The way that he kills some of the people in it, of course, it's a Michael Bay movie, so you got your tit shots. But besides from that, it is a really good Friday the 13th movie. I haven't seen a good Friday the 13th movie in a while. When I decided I'd watch a few of them, I decided I'd watch some old ones, some new ones. And that is the newest one, and it is by far the best one since maybe the original. But, we are currently, having just sort of new things in the horror world. And those are TV shows based on the big movies out there. Imagine how cool it would be if we had, a crossover between Jason Voorhees and Chucky. Because Chucky has a TV show, Jason Voorhees is getting a TV show, and Crystal Lake. Isn't that going on Peacock? I swear Crystal Lake is going to Peacock. That means Universal, and that means crossover. I got them sat next to each other for a reason, guys. I want a crossover between these two. However, there's so many issues with just doing a crossover between them. And speaking of crossovers with Chucky, we got a little thing about Chucky possibly, doing a crossover with Megan. The doll. Megan. That's my sister's name. I don't know. So basically in a tweet, in an interview, Don Mancini was asked, could we see a crossover between Chucky and Megan? And I'm pretty sure he said something like, stay tuned. Now, this probably is just not going to be a crossover. I kind of just think, there's no way we would have a Chucky and Megan crossover. But, the Chucky franchise is very campy now. It's not really the big, serious horror thing that it used to be, in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s with, Curse and Cult, which, I guess Cult wasn't really a scary one. But Curse of Chucky, that was a gothic horror film. And that's where the Chucky franchise sort of, should have stayed and gone back to its original horror roots. Instead, it kind of just came back to comedy in the film directly after that. But wow, I've really been enjoying the most recent Chucky season. It is probably the best season since the first season. And to be honest, I think that a Chucky and Megan crossover will probably just be an ad. Michael Myers and Chucky, they did an ad for Halloween Ends, I believe it was. Not like that didn't do the movie any favors. I really love Halloween Ends, but some of the storylines in it, it's not it. I accidentally almost swallowed an ice cube. But yeah, what do you guys think? Could Chucky cross over with Megan the doll? Because she's sort of just a TikTok trend. She's not really big, scary, really terrifying horror doll. That's more Chucky. But considering how Don Mancini wanted Chucky to fight Annabelle at some point, that can't happen because they are separate studios. Warner Brothers, they're just on a downward spiral at the moment. So we aren't going to get a Chucky and Annabelle crossover. But Megan and Chucky, they are both owned by Universal. So we could definitely see a crossover there. Anyway, what do you guys think? Could we get a crossover between Chucky and Megan? I think it's likely there will be an ad, but if not, a full feature film, Chucky versus Megan. We aren't going to get Venom versus Spider-Man in a movie, probably, Because who knows what Sony's cooking up over there. But boy, would it be so cool to have a Chucky versus Megan movie. But considering how I've talked about like two of the 4 posters on my wall, it seems like I should talk about Ghostface. I started the stream dressed as Ghostface, so it's only when I continue the stream talking about Ghostface. By the way, shout out to the guy who did these posters. They are really cool. But Ghostface at the moment is sort of just like stuck. Like, they aren't going to make another movie until they can secure a lot of actors. And as I spoke about in my video with Craven Something Scary, it seems like Jenna Ortega is not going to be in it for that long. He seems to think she'll be the opening kill. But I don't think they'll just kill her off. That seems kind of done. Sadly, she's really not the best actress. You guys need to get over yourselves at that point. But sadly, she is just probably going to be in the movie for less time. And I say sadly, not as a fan of Jenna Ortega, but as a fan of the Scream franchise, knowing that she brings most of the audiences towards it. Because let's face it, Melissa Barrera has done nothing for the franchise. But, Jenna Ortega's brought a lot of people towards the franchise, and I think, she is very popular among young people today, so we could definitely maybe see her getting killed about halfway through the movie, I'd say. And then maybe, you could say, just have her in all the trailers. Her scenes are just the trailers. Have a few scenes of her getting attacked to, build up hype in that. But besides from that, maybe just don't have her in the movie if she can't, get to it on time. Because let's face it, she's a busy person at the moment for some reason. She's got Wednesday Season 2, piece of garbage. She's got Beetlejuice 2, which shouldn't even be a thing. But yeah, let me know what you think about, Ghostface, because, Scream 7 is stuck, and as I said in my Scream 7 Fury video, by the way, check that video out, I had a lot of fun recording it. I really do feel that now is the time to bring Stu back. We haven't had Stu in a Scream movie for 5 movies now. It is time. They've hinted at it, they've left clues, there's so much more stuff they could do with him. They wasted Matthew Lillard in the FNAF movie. It is time to bring him in, bring him back to his horror roots, and have him play Stu again. Or at least, just kill off Sam and Terra in the opening scene and have it be a Sydney movie, then bring Stu back, then have a cool Coast of Ghostface thing, and then maybe even be Billy back, and maybe even Dewey back, make it an OG Scream movie. I'm just sort of going off the rails in my last bit there, but there are so many ways they could bring Dewey back. Just say he was living in his trailer, he was recovering the whole time, guys. He's not dead. He was just recovering. He got stabbed 1 billion times and got gutted. Wait, did he get... I can't remember. Slip from groin to sternum also. Stu reference. But yeah, what do you guys think about this Ghostface basically being stuck at the moment? I feel it's kind of dumb. But, just looking at the Zombieland thing reminded me of something. They've officially greenlit Now You See Me 3. I know it's not particularly horror, but it is I guess a thriller, and it's got the guys who are in Zombieland, come on. I'm not gonna not mention it. But yeah, they're officially making Now You See Me 3 at Lionsgate, and I'm pretty sure Benedict Cumberbatch was going to play the villain to that. I feel that could be really, really cool if they pull it off correctly. If they don't pull it off correctly, then it will be bad. And we have to have another great trilogy. Speaking of which, I've got a video coming out, I think... it is this week, about the possibility of Tremors 8. So check that out when it comes out. I think it comes out the 2nd of November. But yeah, check it out. It comes out this Thursday then. Yeah, I put a lot of effort into like thinking of ideas that you could do with Gamma coming back. And I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, what do you guys kind of think with like a movie like Psycho getting remade or something? Because I think that would be pretty cool. So just imagine like a new Psycho movie, maybe like a sequel 20 years down the line where they have the like son of Norman Bates. That was a joke, but still, they'd probably do that. Because speaking of unnecessary sequels, they follow. The sequel to It follows. Does anyone want this? No? That's what I thought. No one wants a sequel to It Follows. It Follows is one of my favourite horror films. I mean, the fact that, like, the rating is just a 15, which means I can watch it whenever I want without being scolded by, like, anyone online, just is great. I just got a lot of gore. But, like, why do they need a sequel? They ended it so perfectly in the last one with them killing the entity. And all they're going to say in this one is just, it didn't die. It was just dead for 27 years. You know, it's like Pennywise. It just died for 27 years. It's come back, guys, you know? It didn't die. Who cares? But, you know, it didn't die. I don't understand why you make a sequel to It Follows. But, like, they're just making sequels to everything now, because the Black Phone is getting a sequel. Like, who asked for the Black Phone 2? Apparently Joe Hill was a great idea for it. But why? Like, what are you going to do there? Are you going to make him like Freddy Krueger of phones? Or are you just going to say, yeah, you know, he was beat over the face like 70 billion times with a phone, and his skull was probably crushed in, and then police raided his house. But he escaped. Or, you know, is he just a ghost now? You know, does he haunt phones? Does he just like live in phones now? Is that what we're doing with the Black Phone 2? Is the guy just gonna live in a phone and kill people? That's all I want for the Black Phone 2. You know, I really want a good sequel, but it seems like they're just making unnecessary sequels to everything at the moment. But yeah, it's just so dumb that they'd make a sequel to the Black Phone. It only came out like 2 years ago now. Like 2021, beginning of 2022, I believe. It came out, and I don't see the point in it because they said it's going to start a new Sinister franchise. Why? I don't want a new Sinister franchise. I want just a normal, basic horror movie. I just want a good horror movie like The Black Phone was. The Black Phone was such as, like, sort of simple topic, but then with complex themes in there. Like, it was so good. And then they sort of just like said, you know that film which we had big success over? Give Ethan Hawke a call. We're making a sequel. Like, Ethan Hawke probably doesn't even want to play villains again. Like, he doesn't like playing bad people. He's come out and said this many times. He just hates playing villains because he likes being their lawyer, and if he can't find a reason for them doing this, then like he doesn't want to play him. So I don't know why he'd want to come back and play a character that is just blatantly evil. Like, this man kills kids. He's a serial killer. Why would you want to play him? Like, even I wouldn't want to play him, even though it would actually get me somewhere. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Black Phone getting a sequel? Because I just kind of feel it's just dumb. I don't really see the point in it. But going back to that Terrifier poster, that is so cool. Like, just the whole, like, thing where he's cut Santa Claus's face off and put it around his neck as, like, a necklace. I think that is pretty cool. Like, I doubt that'll happen in the movie. Like, I know he's supposed to be some sort of entity, Art the Clown, which was said in the second movie, I believe, but I don't think he's gonna just suddenly become, like, Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. Maybe in the third one, you know, it's Easter themed, and he's gonna go to, like, where does the Easter Bunny live? Easter Island, and it's just gonna, like, walk in there with a chainsaw or something. I wouldn't put it past the Terrifier franchise to do animal cruelty next. It is just gruesome. And, that's what I kind of love about the Terrifier franchise. It's just nonsensical violence. And that's what, you can just, like, turn your brain off and not think about it. But that's the same thing with the Purge movies. I actually made a video about the Purge movies not that long ago, talking about the Purge 6. And it seems like that just isn't happening. Like, I'm pretty sure that the director of the original ones came out and said that he wanted to do, like, the Purge 6 after the Forever Purge, like, post-Forever Purge, and then have it be where, like, all the different groups in America, every single different person has taken a different part of America. It's all divided and separated. So he's tackling segregation in this movie. And basically, they're all just going to fight each other. And it's going to follow, like, some people going from one side of America to a different side of America. Or maybe they're going to Canada for a little holiday. But I just don't see what you can do with that. Like, sure, you could just be horrific and just say, like, okay, psychos, you go in this one, rich people, you go in that one, I don't know, like, and then just what are they gonna do? Separate, like, every single kind of person? That's just horrible. Like, why do you do that? That's just horrific. Like, I know that these movies are, like, political commentary mixed with just stabbing and shooting. That's the most what a Purge film is at this point. I want a bit more. I want just, like, you know how the Forever Purge, like, takes it a step higher? This would be taking it a step lower, because they sort of made an agreement here where, like, they're just like, yeah, we'll all take part of America. Surely there's going to be one group who want to take it all over. Like, there just wouldn't be, like, looking at the last one, it was complete and utter anarchy. Purge anarchy. Get it? No one gonna laugh at my jokes? But yeah, I just think that they shouldn't do that for another Purge movie, because it's just a bit of a waste. But honestly, that seems like what horror is just turning into at this point. But the one thing which I feel they could do really well is that Halloween TV series / movie. Imagine, like, a Dr. Loomis show, a Laurie Strode TV show showing, like, her mental struggles in between, like, all the movies. Or maybe just, like, Halloween 4 continuation. Or maybe just have it focus on Michael. Only Michael. No one else. Have it focus on, like, his struggles. What brought him to, like, killing everyone. But don't explain it too much or else it becomes bad. Like, that's where it comes to Rob Zombie levels of garbage. Like, not hating on Rob Zombie that much. The guy is a good musician. He's sometimes a good director, but he did kind of mess up the Halloween franchise. His first movie's okay. His second movie, however, why is there a ghost lady with a horse? I feel like he kind of just wanted to give his wife a paycheck. And was just like, yeah, I'll shove you in the film. Here, you can appear about 20 times across the entire film. I'm so glad I didn't let him have a third one. But yeah, what's some other topics that I could talk about? Because I'm kind of running out of ideas. I've been doing this almost an half hour. If anyone's actually even watching, I actually haven't checked if anyone's even watching. I've just been yapping on about all the different horror stuff. So yeah, just had a thought. I want to talk about Saw. Saw 11 and Saw 12 to be exact. Because they came out the other day and announced, I've got it somewhere, I've just got to find it. I believe it was that Saw 11 is another prequel, and then Saw 12 is gonna conclude the franchise again. like, let's just come out and say it, like, Saw has ended about 5 times at this point. It ended at Saw 1. It ended at Saw 3. It ended at Saw 3D. It ended in Jigsaw. It ended in Spiral. How many times is that? Oh yeah, I did get it correct. It was 5. I don't see the point in just making another Saw movie for no exact reason. Like, that's like making a sequel to FNAF, which they're gonna do. It better be good. That's another topic you need to get into later in the video, because I'm currently trying to find this tweet where they spoke about Saw 11 and 12, because it's gonna be just... Oh, here we go, found it. Let me just pause it here. I can't find a tweet. Oh, damn it. But yeah, I just feel that if Saw 11 is a prequel, they have a good, 6 months in between Saw 2 and 3. Because, of course, John grew his hair back at that point. It would take him about 6 months to do that. It takes me about a month to grow my hair back after I get a haircut, though. It takes no time. So yeah, Lionsgate have greenlit 2 new movies. So we're getting a sort of new trilogy for the Saw franchise. And Saw 11 is going to be another prequel. So as I said, you have 6 months where John was growing his hair back to look like a normal dude again. And I feel in between those 6 months, something happened. Did he get a new apprentice? Did he meet up with a little kid? I think his name was Carlos or something from Saw X. You know, the little kid who John just, gives, 10K plus, in fact, no, millions to. At the end of the movie, he just grabs all the scammers' money and just gave it to the kid. That was such a funny scene. I honestly thought, when that first picture of Saw X came out, where it was John drawing, and the kid was sat next to him on the fountain, which wasn't even in the film, I must say. Kind of let down by that. I was hoping we'd get a new apprentice. Maybe that's Shank when he was younger. His dad then just moved into the US, and they were like, I remember this guy from when I was younger. I'm gonna go find Chris Rock. But yeah, I definitely feel that they have a lot to do. Maybe bring Lawrence Gordon in at some point. Or maybe do that in Saw 12, which it says here will conclude the saga once again, starting from the 7th movie, maybe ending the Hoffman storyline. Now, Costa's Mandalorian's getting up in his age. He's in his 50s and 60s now, I believe. So we have got to, speed run these movies, guys. While Saw 11 is, in the cinemas, you got to start filming Saw 12, or else, it'll get even more wrinkles by then. Because, if you guys haven't seen the post-credit scene for Saw X, spoilers here, but Hoffman comes back and just sort of helps Jigsaw talk to this guy in, the bathroom from the original film. And I was just he's getting up in his age now. This is nowhere near the Hoffinator that we got in Saw 3D. That man took down a whole police precinct by himself. The man soloed the police precinct by himself and was somehow able to take them all out. But if, he just dies in the next movie, I'm thinking maybe you have Logan Nelson, Lawrence Gordon, Mark Hoffman, and instead of trying to just, kill each other, they're all doing their different traps. They all do different traps. They all just, they all have different motives. Hoffman is just a cold-blooded killer. Lawrence Gordon, he wants to just, follow Jigsaw's legacy and just stop people from doing all of this now. He's done. And then Logan Nelson, he still believes in Jigsaw's ways. He feels he finished his game, but his game's not over yet. Imagine, and then maybe make a sequel to Spiral after that, and then after you finished up all loose ends, reboot. Start afresh. Make a new timeline, new characters. Bring Lawrence Gordon in there. I just love Lawrence Gordon. He's such a fun guy. Especially because, like, his accent sometimes shows under the American accent that Carrie always puts on screen. But, let's actually get into the next topic, which I just thought about talking about, which is FNAF. You know? FNAF, it's the big thing at the moment. It's made, I believe, around 130 million in its first weekend. So we're getting about 12 of these babies. And I was really disappointed by this film. You know, you've had the whole weekend to watch it, so there will be spoilers now, but, you know, you've had the whole weekend. You could have watched it at home, you could have watched it in theatres. So, I don't know what you're doing if you haven't seen it yet, to be honest, but the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was a major letdown, in my opinion. There were hardly any kills that were on screen. And if you're gonna make a sequel, it needs to be rated R. And you need to redo that Springlock scene. Because, like, I was watching a review, and the guy basically just forgot that the Springlock scene happened. It's so insignificant in the actual movie. Like, he just said, oh yeah, and then they just sort of, like, throw him in a shed. Like, they don't throw him in a shed, they throw him in a locker. But still, they sort of just lock him in a room. That's the secret way to defeat Springtrap. Lock the door. Just shove him in the bathroom and lock the door. Yeah, it would work. But, like, apparently he's just got Hulk strength in this movie because he's able to knock a guy over with one punch. Like, bro's overpowered in this film. And, you know, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, it just really let me down. So that's where the sequels could pick up. Like, maybe, like, a year later. And I have a feeling that it will focus on maybe the doll, you know, the puppet that was in, like, the end credit scene and also just jump scaring people along the way in this movie. I feel that puppet is going to be Garrett. You know, Garrett? You know, the best buddy Garrett that just sort of got disappeared and killed by, like, what's his name, William Afton? Because that puppet, it specifically jump scares Mike a few times in the film. This is Garrett trying to signal to Mike, he's still here. Like, or maybe it's not Garrett, and Garrett could still be alive. Maybe Garrett is Golden Freddy. You know, like, Golden Freddy was barely in the film, so maybe it's Garrett. Or maybe just, it's not Garrett, and Garrett's just not going to appear again. But I feel like they're going to focus on him for the sequel, and maybe delve into why William Afton just killed his son but didn't kill his daughter and just left his daughter alive. That whole Vanessa being William Afton's son, just like, that film had like 7 plot twists and hardly any of them made sense to a regular movie-going audience member. Like, if you haven't played the games and read the book, because this film is apparently based on one of the books, because I have a friend who is a giant FNAF fan, shout out Jay, but according to them, this is based on one of the books, which, like, why would you base the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which most people don't even read the books, they play the games, on the book that no one read, except Jay. And a few other people. About 10k people. But, like, still, 8 billion people in the world. About 5 billion of those people could have watched this movie. And you based it on a book that about 10,000 people have read. It doesn't seem like the best idea, does it? But overall, I was just, like, really disappointed. And if you're going to make a sequel, make it rated R. Get all the blood and guts in there, you know. Get Tom Savini to do the effects. Oh my god, I'm just imagining it now. Like, burning faces off and stuff like that. Tom Savini's work, if you don't know who he is. He did the effects for the Friday the 13th films. Oh my god, the man is a genius. I really want to meet him someday because he's just wow. His effects are so cool, and I really feel that they should get a good practical effects worker. If not Tom Savini, get Damien Leone. The man did the Terrifier effects on his own. The man created this, and he did the effects for this. Like, imagine how cool it would be to have Art the Clown effects in a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Maybe a bit more tame, though. You know, you still want some of the kiddies going to watch it, because, you know, you got to get that money. But, I do feel that, if they make it rated R, you have got to redo the Springlock scene. Like, just retcon the fact it was in the last movie, and also less dream sequences, and less subplots about Mike being addicted to, like, sleeping pills that he's prescribed. Like, how can you be, like, just so stupid as to just, yeah, you know these pills? Give me about 20 more bottles of them. I'm gonna see my brother tonight. I just don't see where he just got that from. That was a really dumb subplot. And also the fact that Vanessa just, like, took his prescription pills. And let's remember, this is America, where there is not free healthcare. So he was probably paying for those. So what? About 30 quid just down the drain that she just threw into a random lake? Like, I was waiting for a scene of Mike jumping into that lake to grab his pills, or else, like, he's not going to sleep at all. But the other thing that really annoyed me was just the fact that, like, I'm just going in the roundabout for now. Bear with me here. Abby is just, like, she's just encouraged to play with them, but then Vanessa gets mad at Mike when he brought Abby with. Does anyone see, like, something wrong there? Anyone? I get she's a kid and all, but just tell her, no, don't go near the animatronics that have the bodies of dead children in them, which you know, as a child yourself who can apparently speak to the dead children. This video is probably not going to get pushed to people because I just mentioned dead children a few times. Going for 5. Why? That was such a dumb subplot in the movie, to be honest. But overall, what do you guys think will be the next Five Nights at Freddy's movie? What game do you think it's going to be based on? I'm guessing it'll be based on 2 and 3, and maybe just, like, have it end with Afton burning by the door, and then bring him back in a security breach 1 or something. Or if not, you know, they're going to make about 70 of these now that it's making a lot of money and has broken a load of records for Blumhouse. I think we're going to get about 3 at the moment until they realise this is meant a lot of money. Let's start making the spin-off show. Let's start doing more films, and then the spin-off movies to those spin-off shows, and then spin-off movies of the regular movies, and then just, like, have a sequel to those spin-offs, and then have a sequel to the original movie, and basically do Star Wars, but with FNAF. The lore goes about that far. It's ridiculous. But overall, what do you guys think is going to be the best piece of horror media in the coming years? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, this has been fun sitting here talking some horror, and I'll see you guys. Thanks for coming.